just realised that I didn't throw out the bin, and the bag anyway, the garbage bag that I'd filled up with the chicken that I'd bought, what was left of it. So I'm a bit worried that it might smell a bit pungent, to say the least, when I arrived back here on Wednesday night. My routine was thrown out because the guy rang me from the minibus to say he was going to be turning up earlier than I expected. So once schedule's thrown out, I forget about little things like that, and unfortunately now I remember and I can't do anything about it. I'm in the departure lounge, so I'm stuffed. So it's always something, little things like that, but hopefully it won't be, the place won't be covered in insects and ants and crap like that and smell to high heaven when I get back there. It is winter, so it's not too bad. I was wearing this wind cheater outdoors, didn't feel too bad tonight, so it is getting a little nippier. Beautiful during the day, but you know, at night it can get a little cooler. So, and I'm certainly rugged up for Melbourne, although Melbourne had a 16-degree day today apparently, but that's not doesn't mean it's going to be like that on Monday and Tuesday. So the place is getting a little busier now, a few people showing up. There's a few Jetstar flights scheduled as well as the one Tiger that I'm on. So I guess the place is going to get a little busier. It'll be a relief once I get down there, because then I can look forward to coming back. So I'll be all positive after that. Just at the moment I feel this is very negative. Leaving Cairns is not what I want to have to do. My digestive system's finally feeling a lot better, so that's good. Not eating any food at night certainly helps a hell of a lot, especially after having that chicken earlier. That really went through me the previous night. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good there. Had to get my all the crap sorted out with Australia Post. They sent me a card in the mail on Friday saying that it was ready to be picked up. It actually had a little notation before in a box to the far left, but no indication what that actually meant. It was actually for office use only, obviously, and what it meant was that you won't be able to pick up the item until after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is at 10 o'clock in the morning I picked it up in my letterbox. So. And then I get an SMS after. Well, I go to the post office, and of course they say it's not waiting for me, and I have to come back. And in the interim, I get an SMS from them saying that it's ready to be picked up, which was about 2:30 in the afternoon. So I go back to the to Australia Post once more. This time about 10 to 4. And again, it's not there. I mean, why would you send an SMS out to someone saying it's ready to be collected when it wasn't? They're hopeless, and they've got a CEO that's getting paid $4.8 million a year to do what? I don't know. Obviously not provide a decent service. So that was my first gripe with governments. But then we always got the Australian Electoral Commission. They've been covering themselves in glory lately. The latest I heard from them, apart from the fact that the commissioner was on radio on Sydney radio, which I get streamed, and he was saying to one of the hosts that if you vote above the line, you just need to put in one box. But you go to any electoral office, and they'll tell you have to mark off 6 above the line. And he insists that that his edict is getting through to the troops, but the feedback still keeps coming back to that radio station that that's not what the electoral officers are telling voters. So, it's government organisations, and they're very resistant to change the Australian Electoral Commission. Totally against electronic voting, which I think is ridiculous in this day and age, especially if you're overseas. Wouldn't it be so much easier if you vote electronically? I don't quite understand why they can't just use the security that you use with your bank. Once you're logged into your bank account, why can't you just go to... You're already in a secure portal, why can't you go from there to the Electoral Commission tabulation page? Because you've already proven who you are, you've gone through that level of security, and I would have thought that should be adequate. But the other thing about the AEC was that apparently there was a booth down in Victoria where they were handing out the wrong electoral slips in the lower house to the prospective voters. And this woman there, she obviously had no idea what she was doing, and had gone through half the pad of these incorrect voting slips for an electorate nearby. So that's great. You know, because there's no, and then there's the other issue about multiple voting. There's no protection against multiple voting. I actually I did vote early, legitimately, because I'm still registered in Melbourne. So I did that up here, and they asked for ID, but you only had to put your passport number in or your driver's license number. You didn't have to actually show the officer, who had plenty of time to eyeball if they wanted to your ID, just as a security check to make sure that you are who you are. Now they actually did that here at Tiger Airways. I went to check in, and they wanted my passport or a driver's license. They wanted photo ID to confirm who I was. So even for domestic flights, they're doing that these days, but not the Australian Electoral Commission. Obviously, voting's not as important as catching a plane. So that's where their priorities seem to lie. And of course, the staff don't even know what they're doing, and of course, they're taking forever to count the votes after our wonderful election yesterday.